Number 20, what does number 20 say? Number 20 says we got an arithmetic sequence that goes a little something like negative 2, 3, 8, 13, ... So we're going to write an equation and find the seventh term. Okay, we're going to write an equation. And we're going to find ourselves the seventh term. Nice and easy. First things first, we're going to find what letter? We got to find the D. What's my difference from number to number to number?
5.
Plus 5. Don't need the plus there. I don't know why I wrote that, but that's okay. I can also figure out what my a sub 1 is. What does a sub 1 represent? The first term. Well, what's the first term you see?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. Okay. So I take my formula, a sub n is equal to d times n minus 1 plus a sub 1. Hopefully you notice this is kind of just like, I mentioned how it's just like slope-intercept form, but it's also like what we just saw on the warm-up, right? When we did all the different stuff to our equation, what did it end up with? It ended up looking like a sub n equals d times n minus 1 plus a sub 1. It's the same form. Same form. Hopefully you guys are seeing those patterns. Anyway, what can I plug into this equation now?
D.
I can plug in d and a sub 1, just like my m, just like my b. So I get a sub n is equal to 5 times n minus 1 minus 2. Is that what you guys got?
Yes.
Okay, what do we want to do now?
We can multiply 5.
Distribute.
Negative 20.
So I get 5n minus 5 minus 2. What can I do now?
Add.
Combine like terms. What's negative 5 minus 2?
Negative 7.
Negative 7.
Wow.
There's my equation. Am I done?
Yes.
No, I'm not done. I need to find the seventh term. So a sub 7. All I'm going to do is plug 7 in for n and solve it out. 5 times 7 gives me 35. What's 35 minus 7? 28. So the seventh term in this sequence is going to be 28. Well, here's the 1, 2, 3, fourth term. If I keep adding 5, 18, 23, 28.
There you go.
Fifth term, sixth term, seventh term. Why did I have to do all that work, Mr. Church? Wouldn't it be easier for me to just write the next 3 numbers? Well, yeah, but when it asks for the 20th term on the quiz, you're not going to write out 20 numbers. That would be a little much.
Yeah, like 100 terms.
What if you did? If you did, that shows me you don't know how to use the equation like how we're using it, which is something that you're being quizzed on. I understand you can count, you can follow a pattern, that's, a given, but you got to be able to use the equation. Just like in 22. 22 is a little bit different because we got decimals. Negative 3/4, negative 1/2, negative 1/4, 0. What am I changing from number to number to number?
You're adding a fourth.
I'm adding a fourth. So my D is 0.25. My A sub 1 is negative 0.75. I can write the equation A sub n is equal to 0.25 times n minus 1 minus 0.75. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to distribute and combine like terms. 0.25n minus 0.25 minus my a sub 1, 0.75. Gives me a sub n equals 0.25n minus what? 1. Boom. Now I'm going to find the seventh term. A sub 7 is 0.25 times 7 minus 1. 0.25 times 8 would be 2.
Yeah. So it would be 1.75.
That's right. 1.75 minus 1 gives me
0.75.
0.75. Is that what you guys got? 0.75 for number 22? Quick show of thumbs. Alex got it. Ava got it. Chloe got it. Arisha, Melanie got it. Raya got it. Colby got it. Davis got it. Tyler got it. Good. It's not going to be something that hard on the quiz, so don't worry about that. But if you figured out the decimals, that's good. Now number 40. Number 40 is a good one. Is number 40 the one about the ones? Yep.
Yeah.
So number 40 says I've got the sequence 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, dot, dot, dot. Oops, you can't even see it. And the question is this an arithmetic sequence? Give me a thumbs up if you said yes. Give me a thumbs down if you said no. What do you guys think? Yes, it is an arithmetic sequence. No, it is not an arithmetic sequence. Good. Interesting. Some sideways. I see a lot of thumbs up. Well, let's treat it like it is and see if we could figure things out. What's my D here? 0. Okay. What's my A sub 1? 1. Okay, so I could write the equation A sub n is equal to 0 times n minus 1 plus 1. Right? What happens when I distribute my 0?
It just gets rid of them.
It all goes away. So I just am left with A sub n equals 1. A sub n is equal to 1.
If you plug in any number for n, it'll still just be 1.
Exactly. If I found A of 20, what's A of 20? 1. What's A of 1,737,264? 1. Look at that. That's easy. So is that an arithmetic sequence?
Yes.
Technically, yes, it is. Yeah.
It's also
It's a weird one, but it's still an arithmetic sequence. Let me show you kind of how we can rationalize this, right? If I had y is equal to 2x plus 1, we know all about our linear equations, right?
Yeah.
I can make a table of x values and y values, where when x is 1, 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3, 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5, 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7, right? Every input's giving us an output. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, we remember that. Does that make this a function?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Each input has one unique output. This is a function. Not just any function, but a linear function, because my change in x is the same from point to point, and my change in y is the same. This is just a brief little review, right? Everybody with me so far? Yeah? What if I had y is equal to 5? Well, let's figure it out. Let's do an x and a y table. If I plug in 1 for x, what do I get for y? 5. If I plug in 2 for x, what do I get? 5. Y is equal to 5. So every time I plug in an x, y is equal to what? 5. What if I plug in 3? 5. Okay, it looks weird, but does each input have one unique output?
Yes.
Yes, it does. They're all the same output, but that's fine. We just can't have the same input. So if I were going to find my slope, 0 over 1, well, that just gives me 0. Is this still a straight line?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a horizontal line with a slope of 0, but it's still a linear function. It's what we call a special case, right? So a typical linear function looks like that. Sometimes we've got weird ones, right? Everybody has a cousin that's a little bit weird, right? You still see them on Christmas, but you wouldn't hang out with them outside of family functions. You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. So your cousin's a little bit weird, but he's still your cousin, okay? Right? They're still your cousin. Just like up here, this is still an arithmetic sequence. They're a little bit weird, but that's fine. They're still part of the arithmetic sequence family. We still got to invite them over for Christmas, even though we know we're going to have to talk to them about stuff we don't want to talk about. Anyway, does that kind of make sense? I don't know if maybe I threw you off with that analogy, but that makes sense to me. Hopefully it makes sense to you. All right, let's get started.